Hello everybody and welcome to another cool little video here on my channel where I'm going to get to talk about some cool music stuff. Now, unlike a lot of my other sort of music related videos on my channel, we're going to be talking about a band today that I don't actually know that much about. The band is called Frost, and then online when you search for them they have an asterisk after the word Frost. So it's Frost asterisk. And I believe they're just referred to as Frost, but I'm not too sure. Like I said, I don't really know that much about this band. I think they're from England, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I think that they're from England, and I think that they have multiple people in the band. I don't think it's just one person. However, I think that one person kind of controls most of the song composition and things like that. But I have one of these guys' albums, and it's called Falling Satellites from, I think, 2018. And that or 2017, but whichever year it came out, it was on my list that year because I happened to find out about it that year, and I believe it was my number 4 favorite album of that year. And since over the last few years, since it came out, I listened to it a few times, and I really, really enjoy it. Well, so earlier this year, I saw that this band Frost had released an EP called Others. And I listened to it, and it just shocked me. It blew me away. It was so amazing. And after I discovered their first album, I did a little research about the band in terms of their back catalog, and I found out that they had two albums out before they released Falling Satellites, and they're kind of like, sorry, I'm rambling and I'm going all over the place, I know, but that's why like I said, I don't know that much about this band. I believe they have 3 full-length albums out. I believe one's called Milltown, one's called Experiments in Mass Appeal, Experiments in Mass Appeal, and then Falling Satellites. Now they have this Others EP, but they're really cool progressive electronic rock. And I know that those are 3 words that could mean a million different things just within themselves, and to put them all together, who knows what this band sounds like. But one of the things that's really awesome about them to me is that when I first heard them, they sounded a lot like one of my favorite electronic artists, BT. The singer sounds a lot like him, but they have a lot of like heavy moments. They use a lot of cool synth bass stuff. They use real acoustic drums as far as I can tell. It might be replaced and triggered and things like that, but I believe it's a real person playing the drums. They're not afraid to play around with production, and that's one of the things that I like the most about them in terms of the one album of theirs that I have heard. So anyway, what is the video we're doing? What is this video exactly? This is going to be an unboxing for this special deluxe edition. Basically, it's a release of their entire catalog up until this point. I think it's 8 discs. It might be 7, I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, when I was listening to this Others EP earlier this year, I would have included that album on my list of top 12 favorite albums of 2020. But one of my rules is you can't include an EP. It's got to be a full-length album, which is interesting because, of course, that EP, I believe, is 36 minutes long, which is actually longer than a few of the albums that I had on my list. So in length, but they refer to it as an EP. There's only 6 songs. And that's sort of where the progressive side of their music comes in. I believe one of the songs on the Others EP is 10 minutes long. They have a couple others that are well over 5 minutes, one that's over 7, I think. So pretty long songs. I love the sounds they used on that. That was one of the things that spurred me to actually getting this special deluxe edition that I got in the mail. So I did not know how I wanted to film this. Ideally, I would have had 2 cameras, one over here so I could talk to it, and then one from above. But I only have the one camera, and the stupid sound on it doesn't work, so I got to use this, which means I got to be downstairs, which means I got to be by my other computer, all these things. But I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to open this, and I'll tell you all that I know about this band, which I basically have already. But this is the CD version, not the vinyl, though when you look at the size of this box, I think it'd be totally understandable to be like, oh shoot, is this a vinyl in here? But I don't believe that it is. Or it shouldn't be, at least. And so I believe we have a little bit of the packaging here was opened a little bit like this, and I can see the product in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut the paper here. I can see I'm not cutting into the product at all. Okay, and then that should be, I think, enough for me to slide this open and then to pull this guy out. Oh my gosh. done with this. And because I'm down in our basement, the furnace just kicked on. So hold on 1 second. So I apologize for the inevitable low rumble that'll be in my track now. So here we have the 13 Winters by the band Frost. Did you see that? It's really cool. It looks like a big sort of digipack, almost CD. As I said, it's the size of a vinyl, really, which is pretty cool. I'll read there's a sticker on the front, and I'll read that. It says, comprehensive 8 CD spanning 72-page art book by progressive rock innovators Frost, with the apostrophe. I don't know if you can see that with my lighting here. I got lights set up weird. Includes all albums, live recordings, unreleased studio rarities, and the brand new Others EP. Extensive liner notes by Nick Shelton from PROG magazine. Limited to 3,000 copies. Really? Huh. I had no clue. As I started to mention earlier, when I heard the Others EP, I started to look. I looked on Spotify to just check and see if they had released a full album later in the year in 2020, and that was when I found out about this. And I knew this was going to be coming out halfway through December or so, and so I looked it up on Amazon, and it was initially listed at $38, and I was like, "Ooh, that's actually a pretty good price for this." And I thought, I only have one of their albums, which is the Falling Satellites album. And I'm really interested. I like it enough that I would be really interested in hearing their first 2 albums. And I'm not a big fan of live material, but I already knew I liked the Others material. And then there's a bonus disc of like rarities and B-sides and things. And so I felt like there was enough material there to sort of justify the $40 price tag. Well, so but it's Christmas season. I haven't been making a lot of money this year because of coronavirus and things. And so I decided to wait until after Christmas. So while I was looking for Christmas presents for everybody, I checked on Amazon, and it turns out that they had it on sale. And I was going to buy it, so I went back later that day to actually purchase it, and it had gone up like double in price. It was listed for $62. And so I was really bummed. I was like, oh, dang. So I checked on eBay to see if there were a couple copies, and there was, I think, 1 or 2 for like $50. And I thought, oh, dang it. And I know 50 is not that much more than 32, and I'm not going to talk about the pricing much more, but I'll just say that later on that day, I went and checked, and Amazon had dropped the price again that same day for the 3rd time to $32. Plus, I think it was like $8 shipping. So I think with tax and everything, it ended up being around $45 or so. And I think that's a great price for this product. So like I said, this is great. On the back here, you can see, hopefully, you can see that I got, hold on. Let's see if I can, there we go. You can see the listing of, sorry about the lighting. You can tell I don't do this kind of stuff for a living. So we have disc 1, which is their album called Million Town. Okay, I thought it was called Milltown, just in first thing. So Million Town Remastered. So there's only 6 tracks on this, but I believe it is also a full-length album. That is remastered. Then we have disc 2 is Experiments and Mass Appeal, and this is remixed and remastered. So the difference there would be if it's remixed, I assume that means they went back into the actual mixes of the song, pulled up the Pro Tools sessions or whatever they used to create the album, and they actually remixed the song. Not a remix like a dance remix or something, but they actually went through and fixed anything that they had been unhappy with. Also got it remastered, and that's what's on this. Then we have disc 3 is Falling Satellites, and that is remastered. So that's the album I was talking about that I am familiar with, that I love. So we're getting a remastered version of that album from only a few years ago. So that's interesting. I wonder if it was intentionally remastered or if they're just saying it was remastered to sort of get it to fit together with the rest of this collection. But I'm going to assume that it is an actual remaster. An intentional remaster. So then we have disc 4, which is Falling Satellites Instrumentals. So that's the whole album in instrumental form. I love that. I'll probably listen to that a few times here and there. Like, I like instrumental music. It's sometimes hard to concentrate and focus on working on something if there's music or if there's lyrics in a song for me. So instrumental stuff is great. Then we have disc 5, which is Falling Satellite, recorded on 25th of November 2017. So there you go. It was released in 2017. But basically, Falling Satellite live. It was a big show that they did where they performed the entire album, I believe, from front to back live. So that's really cool. I'm anxious to hear that. Then we have disc 6, which is the Others EP. And that's what I mentioned earlier that came out this year in 2020 that I absolutely loved. And it was partially my love for that album and knowing that they weren't going to ever release it on a CD form that sort of spurred me on into actually wanting this. Then we have disc 7, The Philadelphia Experiment, which I believe from the little bit of research I did on it before I purchased it is that these are some songs from their first 2 albums, maybe just their first album, and it is live as well. So then we have disc 8. It's called This and That, B-Sides and Rarities. So that's going to be interesting to hear. I'm interested to hear that. So now I'm going to go through the rest of the video. I'm going to open this up and take a look at what's inside. I'll try to maybe film some overhead stuff to put some insert footage of stuff, but I don't know what I'm going to end up doing. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. It's pretty thick, but not like super thick. You can see here it's about the thickness, I would say, of a big like double or triple album vinyl set. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't want to damage anything, so I don't know if I should use the my fingernail's probably the best way to do it. Sometimes I have a regret with opening things that are like collector's editions, which now that I know this is one of only 3,000 copies, I understand that that's what this is. But in this case, I'm very excited to listen to the music, and I want to use the product as it was intended, so I don't feel too bad about it. Okay, this just looks fantastic. The artwork is great. The printing quality is fantastic. It really is. Okay, so I'm going to open it here. There we have the 4 discs. The first 4. Oh, that new product smell. So here we have basically their first 2 albums, and then we have their 3rd album, which is Falling Satellites, the one I mentioned already, and then the instrumental version of that album. Now, I don't know that much about their artwork or what's in here exactly. Looks like we got some writing about the band. Very interesting. Okay, it looks like we have big double page of the lyrics of the songs, double page artwork. The lyrics of the songs again. Sorry for the terrible lighting. Okay, very cool. I don't want to show every page of this. If this is something you're interested in, ooh, that's really interesting. Those are alphabet soup. It looks like picture. Very cool. Some interesting pieces of artwork. Now this is, I can recognize this artwork that's in here. This is from the EP. This is the EP, the Others EP, the artwork I recognize from looking on Spotify and seeing the album cover. Very awesome. Oh, the printing is fantastic in this. The pages feel almost a little bit rough, like it's matte. Some of them do. Some of them feel very slick, so that's really nice. Then here we have the information about who played what, I believe, on what album, and just so the different credits in general. I'm going to sit and read all of that. Some more nice artwork. And then back here we have the others, sorry, the others EP. And then we have Falling Satellites. This is the live version. Then Experiments in Mass Production, or the Philadelphia Experiment, I believe. This is the live as well. And then This and That, which is the bonus disc. So, like I said, I don't want to show too much of the artwork because I believe that's something that should really be enjoyed by the people who cared enough to purchase this. I've never done a video like this before, so I apologize if I rambled too much at the beginning and if I, didn't show everything very well. But I knew that this was a special for me, and I had no clue this was only one of 3,000. So I'm glad I'm doing this as my initial reaction. But if you are someone that enjoys progressive music, prog rock, definitely check out Frost and see if you like their sound. I personally love the much more electronic music aspect to their sound. All the guitar work and everything is great, as well as the vocals and the drumming. Everything is great. But to me, what really stands out and makes it sound unique to me is the electronic elements of the music. And then on top of that, the vocals are really good. Like I said, the singer sounds very much like BT or like Christian Burns, who also sounds very similar to BT. Yeah, so this is 13 Winters by the band Frost, with an apostrophe. Check them out. I suppose since there's only one of 3,000 copies, I don't know how many people are going to do an unboxing like this for this, but if the people in the band ever see this, first of all, thank you very much for making such incredible music, and thank you very much for doing something that is really near and dear to my heart, which is creating a product that is a collector's edition, that is a way to give people like me who love to listen to CDs, because I know that's the highest quality audio you can get unless you find FLAC or WAV files to purchase online somewhere. Giving me the ability to buy your entire catalog in CD format is something that I very, very, very much appreciate, and I'm very glad that you did that. Thank you very much for making the decision that you did to put this product out. It sounds silly. I believe over 2,000 CDs, and I listen to music all the time, constantly. And this band has really stood out to me. And this product here is now going to be one of my most cherished collections of CDs that I'll probably ever have. So, thank you very much for joining me. As I said, I apologize for not doing this all more professionally, but I've only got what I've got to you, so I don't know. Thank you very much. Maybe check out a couple other videos on my channel. I've done some more reviews/reactions recently to albums that came out this year, and of course I have my top 12 albums of the year out video that just came out that I did with my friend Chris, where we talked for 3.5 hours about all the great music that came out this year, and I actually mentioned this product in that video. So go check that out if you want to hear a little bit more about all the great music that came out this year. Thank you very much. Bye.